In today's session, we will discuss about 8155 ports and timer. So, how to initialize ports as a input and output and how to start the timer. So, for these two the control word is very important. So, in today's session we will discuss what is control word, then how many ports, how the ports will be initialized as input or output, and how the ports will be discussed with the different modes of operations. Same thing with the timer also operated with the different modes of operations will be discussed with its corresponding format. So, control word is nothing but a 8-bit content, which is the content of the control register. Among the 8-bit, we are setting and resetting the bit positions for enabling the input and output of the corresponding ports. The ports also divided as a modes. So, based on the modes of operations it will be enabled, and it also consists of the timer. The timer mode, either it used for the repeated pulse or a terminal count, which mode you want, based on that you can activate the corresponding bit positions. So, the control word is the content of the control register. It is a 8-bit content which is used to enable the ports as input or output. Along with that, we can start the timer with the corresponding required wave shapes. This diagram shows the format of the control register. So, the control register is a 8-bit format, which is a D0 to D7 8 bits. The D0 is reserved for the port A, D1 is reserved for port B. When the bit position is set, means it is used as a output. Set means 1, when it is 1 it is a output. When the bit position is reset, that is in 0, that is called as a input. So, we can set and reset the corresponding bit positions. The corresponding port will be act as a either input or output. Suppose I am writing the value 1 on here, then whether it is input or output, it is 1 means it is a output. So, by writing 1, the port A is considered as output. When we are writing 0, then it considered as a input. Then next 2 bits D2 and D3 is reserved for the selection of port C. Port C we have only 6 signals. The 6 signals will be used different. When 0 0 means it will select alt 1, 1 1 alt 2, 0 1 is alt 3, 1 0 is alt 4. These 4 used in the different modes of operations, whether it may be a simple input or simple output, or it can be used as a handshake signals. That will be discussed clearly in the coming slides. Then the 2 signals D4 and D5 is used for the interrupt enable signal. Interrupt enable signal means when the port having the data, if you want to read or write the data means, then only it will activate the control signal to the processor to read or write. So, we have 2 separate signals for port A and port B. So, D4 for port A interrupt enable, D5 for port B interrupt enable. When the signal is 1 means the interrupt is enabled, when the signal is 0 means the interrupt is disabled. The last 2 signals used for the timer. So, the timer has a 4 different modes of operations. When it is 0 0, it called as a mode 0, 0 1 is mode 1, 1 0 is mode 2, 1 1 is mode 3. So, among the 4 modes, when 0 0 means there is no effects on the timer, it is normal operation. When 0 1 means if the timer is running, if you want to stop, you can apply the value as 0 1. When the timer is running, if you want to give a terminal count means a small pulse, then you have to give a value as 1 0. The 1 1 is used to start the timer. Suppose the timer is not running means you can write the value as 1 1, otherwise no need of this command. So, these 4 modes will be used to enable the timer. Port C consists only the 6 signals which can be used as a handshake signals and also used for the simple IO operations. So, in that it has a 4 kind of alterations, that is alter 1, alter 2, alter 3 and alt 4. So, alt 1 which is a D1, D2 both are 0. Both are 0 means here we are writing all signals which is PC5 to PC0 as 1. When the signal is 1 means it is a output signal. Alt 2 is 1 1, when both signals are 1 1 means it enter into the alt 2 mode. When the alt 2 mode, all signals are written as a 0. 0 represents it is a output signal. So, you can use as the 6 pins as either input or output. In alt 3 we are applying 0 1, in the alt 3 only the lower bits PC0, PC1 and PC2 is used for the handshake signal for port A. Only port A is used with the handshake signal, the port C providing the handshake signal, which is a STB, BF and INTR. STB is stop signal, BF is buffer full, INTR is interrupt request. After buffer is full, it requests the processor to read the data. In alt 4, which is activated by writing 10, in alt 4 both port A and port B use the handshake signals, which is provided by the port C. So, for that it has 6 signals, the first 3 signals for port A and the next 3 signals for port B, the same signals stop, buffer full and INTR signals. So, how these 3 signals are used for the buffer full interfacing will be demonstrated by this simple animation. So, the stop is a input signal, which is a control signal activated from the peripheral device. So, this input device means when the peripheral send the data to the 8155. So, initially it was empty, the buffer full is the output signal to the peripheral device. When it is full means it send the signal to the peripheral, at the same time it also activate the INTR to the processor. So, when the signal is empty, then when the stop is enabled, then it start to filling the buffer. Once the buffer is filled, then it will enable the signal buffer full. When the buffer is full means it represent to stop the sending the data, and also it activate the INTR signal, interrupt request signal. The interrupt request is connected to the processor. Now, the processor read the data from the buffer. So, after read again it become empty. So, initially it was empty, when the once the peripheral send the input device send the data, then the buffer is start to filling. So, it receive the data is activated by the stop the signal. Once it fill, it will send the signal buffer full to the peripheral device. Then the peripheral device now stop to send the data. Then the filled data have to read by the processor. So, the interrupt request will enable, it will activate the processor to read the data from the buffer. After reading again it become the empty. This is a data transfer between the peripheral and processor with the use of the 8155 by using the 3 handshake signals, stop, buffer full and INTR signals. Then 8155 timer. So, 8155 timer have 2 8-bit registers. Among the 2 8-bit register which are named as the LSB register and MSB register. So, among the 16-bit only 14 bits are used as a counter, 2 bits used for selecting the timer modes. The timer is activated by using the pulses which clock pulses, which is the processor clock pulses, that system clock pulse is used. Timer is used as a down counter, for every clock pulse it will be decreased by 2. The timer can be used as either midst of counting or at the end of the counting. Based on our requirement, we can stop the counter value. So, it has a 2 8-bit register. Among the 16-bit, only 14 bits is reserved for the counter. The counter value will be decreased by 2. Mostly we are used for the down counters. Then 2 bits reserved for selecting the 4 different modes. So, this is a 2 register format. So, in LSB, the 8 bits reserved for the counter value. In MSB only 6 bits is reserved, T8 to T13 is reserved for the timer. The 2 modes, last 2 bits M1 and M2 or D14 and 15 is reserved for the mode selection. So, there are 4 modes of operation in the 8155. In mode 0 is a simple pulse mode or single pulse mode, it generates only a single pulse. Mode 1 is activated by writing the value of 01, which is a square wave mode, repeated pulse will be generated. Mode 2 is activated by using the 10, this is one shot terminal count mode. So, after end of the count, one pulse is goes low, then it will become high level, that is why it called as a one shot pulse. In mode 3, it is activated by using the 113 signal. Here for every count, end of the count it will give a one short pulse, that is why this is a repeated terminal count mode. So, we will discuss each mode clearly. Elaborately. Mode 0 is 00, by writing 00 we are selecting the mode 0, which is named as a single pulse mode. Initially the pulse is high level, then half of the count is high, then the remaining half of the count is low. Suppose you are giving the count value as 10 means 5 value is high, 5 value is low. this diagram shows how the pulse is. Initially the value is high. So, here only that starts the pulse, half of the value is high value, that is 10 means 5 value is high, then 5 value is low, then goes to the rest position or the initial position. This is the function of the mode 0. In mode 1, we are activating by writing the value of 0 1, which is named as a square wave mode. This wave initially at high positions, here the half of the count value is high and the remaining half of the value is low. After low, the count value is loaded again. So, then again half of the value is high, half of the value is low. So, for every time it will be reloaded. So, the waveform is repeated. So, it looks like a square wave, because half of the value is on and off. So, it looks like a square wave. So, this is the initial high value, here only it is a start. So, half of the value is high, then half of the value is low. So, after reaching low, the value is loaded, again half of the value is high, half of the value is low. This process is repeated till getting our required square wave. Another one is mode 2. The mode 2 is activated by writing the value of 1 0. This is called as a single pulse terminal counter. Terminal count means at the end of the count it will give a one low pulse. Initially the value is high, then the complete count value will be decreased. At the end of the pulse, the small signal will be appear. That is, this is the starting. So, suppose you are giving the 10 value, after the 10 at the 0 it goes one low value, there is a short pulse, then it again comes to the high value, it is maintained on the high value. After loading the new value, it will be decreased, then at the end of the count it will be goes to low or one pulse. This is a single pulse terminal count. At the end of the count it will be small pulse at the low level. The another one is the mode 3. Mode 3 is activated by applying the value of 1 1. This is called as a single pulse for every terminal counter. So, this value is initially high, the count value is reloaded and generate a terminal count, or a single pulse for every count 0 value. So, the count value is initialized, then it start to decrease, at the value of 0 it goes to the short pulse, then the value is reloaded, then again it decreased, at the end of the count it will be go slow. This is the mode of operation in the mode 3. So, we have discussed the 4 modes, mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. Mode 0 is a single pulse, mode 1 is a square wave, the same pulse is repeated, the value is reloaded. So, it is generating the square wave. Third one is single short pulse. So, at the end of the count it will give a small pulse. Then third mode is for every count the value is reloaded. So, for every count it gives the small short pulse, it represents the count value is over. So, these are the 4 modes of operations. So, take a 200 microseconds as a pulse width for the square wave. So, which mode you have to select? So, automatically we have to select the mode 1, because mode 1 is automatically reload and generate the square wave pulse. So, take the mode 1, then the clock pulse is generated based on the system clock pulse. So, system operating frequency is 3 megahertz. So, you take it as a mode 1 with 3 megahertz, we want to generate the 200 microseconds as a pulse width. So, for that first we have to calculate the clock frequency. So, to calculate the clock period, the system clock is divided by 1 by f. So, 1 by f means 1 by 3 megahertz, which is a 330 nanoseconds. Timer count equal to pulse period divided by clock period. So, pulse period is 200 into 10 to power minus 6 microsecond, divided by clock period is 330 nanoseconds. So, 330 into 10 to power minus 9, which is a nanosecond. So, after the division we get the value as 606. Then we cannot give the decimal value directly, it have to convert into the hexadecimal, which is a value as 0 to 5e. So, this is a 16 bit. So, automatically we have to select the 2 MSB and LSB registers. In LSB we have to initialize 5e, in MSB we have to initialize the value as 0 2. So, now I will show how to get the value as 25e. So, this is a simple number conversion. 606 is a counter value, 606 is converted into the hexadecimal by dividing the value of 16. So, first we are dividing by 16, we get the 37, the remainder value is 14. So, we couldn't write the 14 as it is, we have to convert it, it's a corresponding hexa equivalent, which is e. Then again we are divided with the 16, we get the value, quotient is 2, remainder value is 5. So, we stopped the conversion here. So, we have to write it from lower to top, the 25E. In the 25E, the 5E is considered as a LSB, least significant byte, the 2 is considered as a MSB. So, after using the formula, after calculating, we have to convert into the hexadecimal number, then we have to initialize into the register. So, how we have to write the program? First, we have to initialize the LSB value, which is 5E, then we have to read via the corresponding port, timer LSB port, then 02 we have to initialize, then we have to read the port via the timer MSB, then we have to initialize which timer to start and which port we are considering as input and output. Based on that, we have to initialize the control register. So, we have to write the 3 steps for the writing sequence. So, first I am initializing the lower value, which is 5E, then timer LSB address is 24. The 24 already we have shown in the previous session, the 24 is a LSB timer. So, the 5E is taken, then the 02 MSB value, the corresponding port address is 25. 24 is LSB port address, 25 is MSB port address. Then we have to initialize the control word, read at the control register, 20 is the control register address. Then we are stopping the program. So, based on that, now the timer will start, the value 0 to 5E will be decreased by 2 at the end of the count. Actually, we are generating the square wave. So, the 2 5E divided as 2, half of the period is on, half of the period is off. Then the value is reloaded, then it will be repeated. So, how we are getting the value control register value? So, in the control register, the control word is D0 to D7. Here I am initializing port A and port B as output. So, we are writing as 1. I did not use the port C. So, I am giving as a 00 value, D4 and D5 also not used. Then D6 and D7 is initialized 11 to start the timer. We are writing 1100. So, the value is C. Then here we have to read the value is 0011, that value is 3. So, C3 value is initialized as the control word. Based on that, the program will be start the timer. After count value is reached 0, the pulse will be repeated. So, first we have to initialize the lower count, then higher count in the MSB, then initialize the control register. So, how to initialize the 7 segment LED display device with the 8085. So, for 8085 we are considering the processor, 7 segment display is a peripheral device which is output device. So, to interface the peripheral device LED with the processor, we are connecting the 8155, which is the supporting chip or the interfacing IC. So, to interface the data, we are selecting the 2 ports, port A and port B as output ports to display the 2 digits in the each port. So, for that we have to initialize the control word, then read the corresponding value at the corresponding port address. That is a very simple thing. This diagram shows the interfacing of 8155 with the microprocessor. So, in microprocessor we have a 16 address lines. Among the 16 address line, the lower address and data line is directly connected. The higher address lines are connected to the decoder to enable the chip select signals. When the value is 100 means it will select the 4th output, which is connected to the chip enable of 8155. Then based on our requirement, port A and port B is used as a output device. In port A, we are connecting the 2 7 segment LED display device. In port B also we are connecting the 2 7 segment LED device. Both are different companies, that is why it is connected with the different configurations. Then the remaining control signals we have already discussed, IO memory bar, ALE, read bar, write bar. These signals are directly connected to the 8085 signals. Then reset signal is connected to the reset out, which is used to internally clear the register values. This diagram is the interfacing of 7 segment display with the 8085. So, based on that, how we are writing the programming. So, first we have to find the control word for our requirements. So, here the simple thing we are considering port A and port B is a output. Port C is not used, we did not use the timer. So, based on that I have written the value as D0 D1, both is considered as the output. So, I am writing 1, remaining is not used or no need of our application. So, I am putting the value as 0. So, based on that the 4 values are read. So, 000 is read as 0, 0011 is read as a 3. So, 03H, which represents port A and port B is considered as the output. Then I have to first initialize the control word, which is a MVI A comma 03. Control word is initialized, then out 20H means now the value is stored in the control register. The 20 is the port address of the control register. Then I have to load the value which I want to load into the or display on the port A. So, move A comma byte 1 is the out 21 means this is the port address of port A. Then I want to write the second display, second data which is on the port B display device. In the port A, I want to display the value was 45 means here the corresponding LED will be glow. Here 5 means this kind of display, 45 will be displayed. Then here I want to display the value was 26. So, here 2 will be displayed, here 6. So, I want to display 45 on the port A, 26 on the port C. To start the program in the interfacing, first we have to calculate the port address, how we are interfacing the address lines with the processor. Then we have to initialize the control word based on our requirements, which port is initialized as input and output. These two are very important. Then we can write the normal 8085 coding. So, here first we are initializing the control word which is a 03. 03 is a control word for port A and port B as a input port. Then we have to use out 20 which represents the port address of the control register. Suppose if you are instead of 20 if you are using another number, it is not working. Then I want to display the value 45 in port A. So, I have to initialize the 45 into accumulator, then I have to use out port A port address which is 21. Now, the accumulator value is transferred to the port A. The next value 26 I want to display at the port B. So, the 26 is initialized to accumulator, then out 22 represents the port address of the port B. After executing this instruction, the value 26 from the accumulator is moved to the port B. So, how we are using this address is based on the interfacing diagram. So, here we have 8 address lines A0 to A7. So, among that these unused address lines which are connected to the decoder. So, based on that the value is 00100. When these 3 values are 0, this is our required value control register which is the first value 20. Then for port 1, port A we have to use the value as 21. For port B we have to use as a value 22. So, these 3 values is very important to write the program. So, if we have to calculate the port address, then we have to initialize the corresponding value, then automatically the program will be executed. Today's session we have discussed the control word, ports and timer. These 3 are very important in 8155 interfacing. We have to first initialize the control word based on our requirements, then we have to know how many ports are available with how many pins, then what are the modes of operations is are available in the timer also. The timer have 4 different modes. Based on our required applications, we can select any one of the mode. If you want to generate the square wave, you can select the mode 1. Then which port you want to use as a input port or output port, you can use. Suppose you want to use a port A as input, port B as output means you can connect the switches in the port A, then display device on the port B. So, these are the way how we are interfacing 8155 with the peripheral and microprocessor with the 3 ports. So, in questions, what is control word? Explain the control register and its importance. Explain the control word and its importance. Draw and explain each mode of the timer in 8155. What are the modes in 8155? What are the handshake signals used in mode 1? Thank you.